Good evening, everybody. Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 15 is one of my popular scriptures. 10, verse 15, Ecclesiastes. Can we read together, everyone? 1, 2, go. The labor of the foolish, not the labor of the lazy. The labor of the foolish. They are laboring, they are putting effort, they are struggling, they want to break forth, they want to succeed. But they lack what? Knowledge. Anywhere there is absence of knowledge, what you see is foolishness. What he's saying there is that they labor, they work hard, but their labor takes them nowhere because they lack the required information. Can you hear me here? They lack the required knowledge, the prerequisite to achieving what they're looking for. In other words, in the journey of life and success, power is not the first thing, knowledge is. Sit down. The first key to success and wealth creation is not power, it is not money, it is knowledge. Are we in the house? The labor of the foolish, they were never lazy. They are working hard. Winter, 7 o'clock, they're on the road under the cold. Evening, they're coming back under the cold. Summer, they are there. They are laboring. They're putting effort. But nothing comes out of it. Not because they're lazy, but because they don't know how. In everything in life, there is how. There is how to have a good marriage. There is how to drive a car. There is how to fly an aircraft. There is how to achieve everything you're looking for. If you miss the how, your struggle continues. It doesn't matter the effort you put in. And it's unfortunate that where we are, the continent where we belong, which is Africa, they hate the how. They think there is a way you can jump the how. You can never jump the how. The how is the master key to whatever you're looking for. Are we here now? So as we continue in this journey of wealth creation, I want you to listen to me carefully. Being wealthy is a choice. Everybody cannot be wealthy. Everybody cannot be successful. Everyone was created to be, but all cannot be. It's a matter of choice. Jeremiah 5 verse 4 says that these ones are what? Poor because they are foolish. For they do not know the word of the Lord. I have proved to you here that prosperity, progress, wealth, success is a function of what you know. And unfortunately, the 4 walls of the universities do not teach us anything about money and wealth. I hope you're aware of that. Now, there is no school where the curriculum teaches you how to be wealthy and how to make money. That is why you see there are many graduates, there are many master's degree holders and many doctors who are still poor because they acquired information about social life and have no knowledge about wealth and prosperity. Are we together here? So that is why, even as I'm teaching it now, to some of you, I don't understand. It's supposed to pray and put hand upon us, call our names. That is how they think. But this is what they will call people like us and put conferences, and they charge people thousands of rands to listen to one section of wealth creation. Because a wise man Since I started talking here, thank God for some of you now. Some of you that have come to me, they're already picking up, started doing something. When you go for conferences, webinars, and seminars, most of them don't have the substance I teach. But you will pay. And because an African person pays for a thing, he values it. That is why many churches that the people come for counseling free of charge, they don't value it. But if I start charging you money now, I said, for one-on-one with me, prophetically, it's 5,000. This place, people will pay it and they will come. And which I will start doing soon. Because you don't value anything. You get, no, shut up. Are you the one who called me? Because as you come, you don't value it. You go for deliverance, you pay money. Before you enter for deliverance, they value it. I've realized that in Africa, whatever is free has no value. To help them place value on it, we have to charge them to pay for it. That is simple truth. And I'll start doing this very soon. If you don't care, if you don't want to pay, don't come. It's not by force. No, it is true. I went to preach for a friend of mine 2 years ago in Johannesburg. It was a conference he did at FMB Stadium. They paid 3,000 rand. And do you know I was the speaker? I was the one who took the conference, who did the seminar. I was the one who taught the pastors on the seminar, but they had over 300 people that paid 3,000. But the same thing I can give you free, you will sit in your house. I'm making sense here. Now, before I proceed today, let me tell you something. I want to leave a question in your mind. If you want to go far, listen. Let's assume that where you are today, let's start from men. You are now incapacitated. What I mean is that maybe you are sick, or you have an accident, or anything happens to you, or you are imprisoned, or anything happens to you, you can no longer be able to work. A question I want to ask is that in the next 2 years, how will your family live? Am I making sense? Okay, what of it you're no more alive today? How will your family live? What you have, can it sustain the same lifestyle you are living now in the next 2 years? If it can sustain it, what happens when those children that are still 8 years today will become 20 to go to university? Can the same sustain them and give them the same life? If the question is no, and you're taking this program and doing it for granted, you're a fool. Am I talking to you? If anything happens to you now, as we are here today, and you say, okay, you can no longer work for the next 1 year. Maybe you are in a clinic, you can't do anything. Can the family still cope on, do everything normally in the next 1 year before you come out of the clinic and you pay the bills? Then if the answer is no, and you're taking this program for granted, you're not a smart person. And if your husband is also, or you're a wife, you're not serious with it, you are just a knife. You just come to waste money and do, because you think money does not remain forever. The Bible said that money failed in Egypt. Am I talking to anybody here? Yeah. That's the question you must ask yourself a question. Even as you are here, there are many of us today who are here that if you don't get any money in the next 2 months come into your hand, your family will start borrowing. True or false? Talk to me. Then you are the one who need this teaching I'm giving seriously. It means you have not started. And people will say, God forbid. No, God cannot forbid. The Bible says both good and evil happens to everyone. That's the law of nature. Those who died yesterday, today they called me. I was doing my morning devotion. The phone was ringing. In fact, I have to get angry to go, and I didn't silence it. Went to silence it. When I finished praying, I saw 16 missed call. What happened? Is a pastor. He woke up this morning to go to take a shower and had stroke. Yeah. And they are calling me for prayer. He never planned it. What makes you think you are more anointed than him or holier than him? Can you hear me here? Good and evil happens. So if you are not a careful person that is willing to plan for tomorrow, then I don't think I'm here. I'm just talking to the person, the wrong people, the wrong, worst people. Am I talking to you? Yeah. There are many of us here, you know, if no money comes into your hand, March, April, and May, there'll be crisis in your family, financially. It means you are nowhere. You've not started. And I've told us before I proceed today that one thing I want you to go back and think. Think. I like those who are philosophical in nature. That is why you see, I don't like staying too much with people, with human beings. Meaning I like to be alone, quiet alone. If I'm not reading, I want to be alone. I want to think. I want to reason. I don't like distractions. Are we together? Now, listen. Nobody is poor because you pray to be poor. Nobody is poor because you wish yourself to be a poor person. There's nobody I've ever seen anybody who said, hey, I want to be poor. No. Everybody's desire is to be wealthy and to be rich. And here, there are many of us here also today, I've told you before, that if you look at the amount of money that passed through your hand in the last 15 years, you'll be surprised that maybe over 15, 20 million rand has passed through your hands. Now, but today you don't have any money. That is not your wish. It's because you lack financial intelligence on how to manage the money that passed through your hands. And that is why if we are here, we pray, we fast, we prophesy, we do everything, let 1 billion come, it will still be the same. Because what makes you to be wealthy is not the amount of money you have, it's the knowledge available at your disposal on how to manage the one in your hand to get what you're looking for. Are we in the house? So I am not interested in us coming here, pray for every hour. I mention your problem, tell your problem. You are still gonna be poor if you don't have the knowledge. You must go through the school of money for you to have mastery over money. And the only platform that can provide it is what I'm doing here. It's not common. And if you go to seminar can be maybe 2 speakers for 2 days. Morning section, evening section. You pay your money, you go. You can't get the volume of what I'm telling you to how to run your life and run your finance and become wealthy. Am I talking to you? So you need what? Financial intelligence. Financial intelligence is your acquired knowledge on how to multiply the little in your hand and use it to get the much you're looking for. That is what you're lacking. And I can say to you here, there are some of us, the money we have seen in the past 10 years, we're not going to see it in the next 20 years. That's simple truth. Then how do I help you? I can only help you by delivering to you the right information, the right education. Can you hear me here? So that you can have the right intelligence. So peradventure, what you got before, you're unable to get it. The little one that will come, you can manage it and stand with it. Does it make sense? You didn't get what I'm saying? You've seen 3 million pass through your hand and you are broke because you didn't have the adequate information. You lack the financial intelligence. Now, we are preparing you in case you don't have 3 million again. Even if it's 300,000 that comes, you can use it again to grow up. Because there is no law that says that the one you have gotten in the last 10 years, you are going to double it in the next coming 10 years. It's not possible. There's no law that says that. That is why you must be serious with all I'm saying here. Both the woman and the man, the young, the single, the sister, you have to be very, very serious. So, in today's service, as I go into towards creation, I want to give you 3 nuggets that will help you succeed and help you use the little available to create the expected unavailable. Remember, my teaching is not just money. It is how to use that little that comes to your hand to create wealth. Because there's a difference between having money and being wealthy. A man that has money will be broke. It's a matter of time. But a man that has wealth, which is channels through which incomes flow, will not be broke in his life. Is that clear? So, as we start, number one thing I want you to do is set financial goal. As you leave here this evening, set financial goal. The reason why 10 million can pass through your hand in 5 years and yet you are poor is because you have no financial goal. And goal is what determines success. Result. If people are playing football or soccer in a football pitch, what determines result is goal. Is it true? Yeah. If there is no goal scored, there is no result. And what defines the goal is the goalpost. So setting goal is between a goalpost to your efforts and the things you want to achieve. Goals. Set financial goal. We have entered 2024. How do I want to end the year financially? What am I expecting financially to achieve this year? Which level do I want to attain financially? Am I saying, okay, 2024, I want to save 1 million. I want to save 20,000. 2024, I want to create 1 or 2 channels that will be bringing income like 10, 20,000 rand each month. What are your financial goals for 2024? It doesn't matter how small, how meager, or how mega your income is, you must set financial goal. A man and a woman without a goal equals a goat. It is goal that gives your effort direction. If 24 people are playing in a soccer field, sweating without goalposts, that will be waste of what? They just exert energy for nothing. So set financial goal. How do you want to end 2024 financially? What do you want to achieve 2024 financially? How much do you want to build as your passive income 2024 financially? What are your investment targets 2024 financially? Are we together? Set goal. Give yourself a target and say, I want to become this richer between now and next 6 months, between now and the end of the year. Set your goal and say, Lord, where I am now is no place. By the end of this year, I want to secure my financial security. That's my goal. Or I'm there already. Let me work towards financial independence before the end of the year. Set a goal and say, in the next 5 years, my target, my goal is to enter into my financial freedom. You must set a goal. And when you set these goals, can you hear me here? It differs. Are you doing business? You can set a goal, financial goal. I said this business is bringing every month or every week 3,000. But I'm setting a goal that between now and May, I'm going to do a few things from May up. This business will be bringing 5,000 instead of 3,000 weekly. You must set a goal. Goal will keep you on your toes. Goal will make you to think out of the box. Can you hear me here? Then, when you set these goals, financially 2024, then you must hold yourself accountable. Don't blame the economy. Don't blame anybody. You must be disciplined. You can't get to, if it to be wealthy is easy, everybody would have been wealthy. It's not easy, I told you. It's not going to be something you just jump into because I preach it. It's going to be something you start step by step. It starts with decision. It starts with decision. Plato said that life is made of three things: desire, emotion, and knowledge. You know Plato? Yeah. He's a great philosopher. Knowledge that will drive your what? Your emotion. That will drive your right desire. Determines whether you're going to be a failure or not. It doesn't matter which church you go. It doesn't matter who lay hand upon you. Miracles can happen. We agree. But miracles can never make you wealthy. You must plan yourself, follow the principles, calm down, be patient, walk yourself through it, navigate through it until you arrive there. And it's never money that can make you wealthy. Most of you have seen money for the past 10 years, over 20 million if you check well, but yet you're not wealthy. So listen. Are we in the house? So the first nugget tonight is what I called financial goal setting. It doesn't matter. I've told you that what determines you are serving is not your income, is your habit. So if you're here, you're thinking, my salary is 5,000. I cannot save. When it gets to 10,000, until you form the habit of saving, even if it is 50,000, you can't save. There are people here, people in this city who are earning up to 100,000 and they're broke before the end of the month. 50,000 in Cape Town, they're still broke because the credit card is regulating their lives. Before the month will finish, they bought the whole money. So it's not about how much you earn, it's what? The discipline you imbibe based on the way you form your habit. So you don't save because you have too much money. You save because you have built the habit of saving. Can I continue? Number two, if you want to experience financial freedom and become wealthy, you must control your emotion. Hear me. Every human being is a creature of emotion. Because we have soul, we all have emotion. That's the reason why if you see an animal, maybe it's a dog or a snake, you just use something to chase. The emotion comes or fear comes. It either react to attack or run away. Have you noticed it? So human beings, we are also creatures of emotion. Even God himself is an emotional person. He has also emotion because he made us in his image. If you look at John chapter 11, verse 35, the Bible says Jesus wept. Weeping is an expression of a deep emotion. Is that clear? John 11:35, Jesus wept. So if Jesus wept, which means that Jesus expressed emotion. If you look at Psalm chapter number 2, verse 4 and 5, he that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. So if a man has emotion, he can weep and he can laugh. So God himself has emotion. And every one of us here are emotional creatures of God. You can never say, I don't have emotion. That is why you get angry. That is why you get offended. That is why you feel bitter. And if you have it in your life, for you to be wealthy or to be able to experience financial freedom, you must know that I'm an emotional person and I must train myself to control my emotion. Because your greatest enemy on your way to financial freedom or wealth creation is not the devil, it's your emotion. Your emotion has the capacity to turn your wants into needs. Your emotion will make you think that what you want is what you need. Your emotion tells you when you are get money is coming that this car is old, you need to be changed. It's your emotion. It's an emotion that tells you that you don't need to wear this kind of clothes before. Though you're wearing the clothes even last week, but now money has come and you have not changed. The same you that wore the clothes last week say you can't wear it again this week. Of which, if money has not come this week, you would have also worn the same clothes. So you realize that your emotion is giving you a very wrong status of who you are. So if you're going to be financially free, you want to succeed in life, you must have mastery over your emotion. It's an emotion that makes you, can you hear me here, to do things to prove a point, even to those you least like. It's emotion. Well, you know what? And can I say something to you? That women are more emotional than men. And that is why that money has come does not mean that anything they ask you, let's go and buy, you buy. We've been suffering. Children have been suffering. This have been suffering. They start putting those words in your ear. Now you become emotional also. I get them here. They are my children. They are not. What if they are your children? Plan to be wealthy so that when they get to 18, 20, 30, they will not suffer. Don't just try to please them. I told you in this place, I get them here, that Bruce Lee once said that never work hard to give your children what you never had, but work hard to teach them what you were not taught. That's how to move forward. So emotions will tell you that, well, you buy things, you do things to prove to people that the people can also see. That is emotion. When it is not in alignment with your pursuit and your dreams. Am I talking to anybody here? Emotion is the force behind comparison. Is emotion. Comparison. After me and him, who is better, who is bigger, who is richer? Therefore, if he has bought a car of 500, I want to buy a car of 1 million to prove that I'm better. You are only listening to your emotion. You are not being factual. And until a man have mastery over his emotion, he cannot have mastery over money. And you will agree with me, you have made that mistake, all of us. True of us. Yeah. At times you see, you buy things not because they fit you more, but let people see it. Emotion appreciate compliment more than meeting needs. That's his emotion. And since all of us have emotion, and emotion is proved to be the arch enemy of financial control and wealth creation, what must we do? How do we control this emotion so that we can remain focused and build our capital base and build our net worth and now walk into financial freedom? That's my assignment tonight. Are we emotional human beings? Yes. Everybody has emotion, but some people have been able to control or have mastery over their own than others. That's a different thing. The reason why somebody is on the road fighting, another one is not fighting, it's not because he's demonic. It's because this one who could not fight has control over his emotion. But this one is controlled by his emotion. That's a simple truth. That's a simple truth. So, how do we control emotion? Number one, to control emotion, we need to embrace logic. If you are not logical, you remain emotional. Emotions operates based on your feeling, but logic operates based on reasoning. I have not in this church to university. Those are one that need to be mentioned. I've not been coming because they're confused. So I don't want you to tell them that look at the way to go. But mark what I'm saying. In the next 5 years from now, most of them will come. I told you, if you don't want to have the pain of discipline of today, you have the pain of regret tomorrow. Some of them who are feeling what he's talking about, they want us not to enjoy our life. In the next 5 years from now, you see, I told my wife a prophecy today that something will happen in this Cape Town. I don't know the day, but not quite long. Many people will be on their run. Then when you run, I will know where you are running to, what you're going to be doing there. I told her today. I know what I'm doing. I can call everybody here. This is a problem. This is your name. Where will it take us to? We need to build a wealthy church. Everybody need to wake up and face reality. We need to build a people that walk up anywhere. You are confidently saying, this is who I am. This is what I do. It may take us time, but we'll arrive there. So if you're not interested, nobody can sit in your house. I thank God you're not paying me salary and there's nothing you're giving to me that is making me wealthy. So I will tell you the truth. If you have 10 people, we can change the world. If you want to listen, don't want to listen, doesn't mean anything. The way you pay that, I pay that. In fact, I pay more than you can ask your usher. Tell them to give your daddy's account, tight account for 1 week and 1 month. For you to prove what I'm talking about. So I'm not depending on your chicken change. Abraham said no one can say that he has made him rich. As I'm here now, my team I'm putting meetings up and down for them. They're sitting with one governor now as I'm talking to you. That was why I went to Nigeria last time, making sure that everything's working for us. So I'm teaching you what I know, and I'll prove it in this church. Is it this offering, this 2,000 we are getting here, I think that we're moving forward, is what? Is prudence in managing it. And you cannot doubt me. If you have been under me, you can't doubt me. Many times, our expenses becomes bigger. You give offering maybe at the end of the day, 7,000, 8,000. They remove 3,000 something for only petrol that day. How much is left? Then you're not talking about paying the bills. But if I have managed it to where we are, you should listen to me when I talk about money. Are we together? So how do we manage emotion? We are all emotional. We manage emotion by employing what? Logic, reasoning. In other words, when your emotion is saying do this, you reason it and find out, is it the right thing to do? Am I talking to you? Okay. Now, I'm gonna come back there. Number 2, I'll come back to logic. Number 2 is that if you want to manage your emotion when it comes to your financial and wealth creation, you must please don't hang around those who are emotional like you financially. Look for those who are logical in financial management. You understand me? You didn't hear me. There are some of us here, you can see that maybe your wife can manage money more than you. Yeah. There are some of us, maybe your husband is more prudent. You have Father Christmas. There are some of us, you see that the kind of friends you have, if you go back to the village setting, if you have grown up in the village, our parents, our grandparents apply this principle. There are some of them, when they get money, they go and give certain of their friends or brother to keep for them. Am I talking to you here? You didn't grow in the village. Some of you grow in the city. You see, they can see that this my brother or my cousin or my friend is always prudent. When they raise money, what do? They go and give them. They can tell their wife, I'm giving this my friend this money to keep for me. Why? He understands that this one is more frugal, is more prudent. This one is more logical in financial handling than me. If it's in my hand, people can come and cry. When they cry and shed tears, I give them all. So what do? They hand over. So if you want to conquer emotion, you must hang around those that has more what? That are more logical in financial handling. Because when you hang around them, before you know it, you begin to watch how they spend their money and how they do. You begin to copy from them. But if you hang around for the Christmas and you're for the Christmas, all of you, you see that you can get 300,000 today. After 1 week, your friend is broke. You are broke. All of you in the group are broke because of what? You are the group of Father Christmas. And every group of Father Christmas equals group of broke people. And if you check in the village setting, there are some people in the village, but anytime people need money, they'll go to them because definitely they will have money to lend out to other people. They are not like the richest people, but they have what you call financial, they apply financial logic in their expenses. And you realize also that like in Nigeria, there is this thing they call akawo. They contribute. They do it in the village. Every Sunday, you see women gather together. They drop money. At the end of the year, they share their money. These are the ways they express what? Logic in their money. Those money there, you don't spend it, don't go and take it. You give it, I've given it. Am I talking to you? Some people contribute every day 1,100. At the end of the month, as they pay them, they go and deposit somewhere just to make sure they control their emotion in order to be able to serve. Is anybody in the house here? Now, if you look at 1 Samuel chapter number 10, if you read verse 5, 1 Samuel 10, verse 5. Okay. After that, thou shalt come to the hill of God, where is the garrison of the Philistines. And it shall come to pass, when thou art come thither to the city, that thou shalt meet a company of prophets, coming down from the high place with a pastry, and a tabret, and a pipe, and a harp before them, and they shall prophesy. Go ahead. And the Spirit of the Lord will come upon thee, and thou shalt prophesy with them, and shall be turned into another man. Can you see? Association can turn you into a better person or a foolish person. Now, when you hang around those that have this, prudence, and hang around those that have this, develop their logic against their emotion when it comes to financial handling, before you know it, you start learning from them, you start copying from them. Saul was never a prophet, but by walking in the company of the prophet, suddenly he began to prophesy. Say, I hear. Come on, say, I hear. Say, I will make it. Say it like, say, I will make it. And say, I will be rich in the name of Jesus. Okay. That is, I've given number one. Number one, am I correct? Okay. Number two. Okay, number three. Have I said about association? Okay, 1 Corinthians 15:33. Association. But, be not deceived. Evil communication corrupts what? Good manners. Good manners. I'm not saying that people who have been friends to you, you now become their enemy. But no, you must know right now that I've made up my mind. I've set up my goals. I want to pursue financial freedom. I want to pursue financial independence. I want to pursue financial security. Therefore, I need to look at people that can be a positive influence in my life and around me. Are we there? Yeah. People you can even sit down with and say, oh boy, I want to do this thing and this thing now. They can say, this is necessary. Do you know that when you hang around people who are always buying designers, you will look awkward in their midst. Your emotion will come to play, and you want to be like them. Have you noticed it? Yeah. There are some people that have no dream, even as we're here, to create wealth. Then you hang around them every day, they wear designer. You have 5 friends, 4 of them wear designer. You're the next one to wear. It's a simple truth. But when you have a friend, you know that this my friend is doing a project somewhere. He has money, he's pushing it. He's just managing his clothes. And it will make you to ask a question. Now, why will me now be the one buying designers when the one who has money is not buying? Does it make sense to you? So that is why that peer group influence can help you conquer emotion. Look for those that have already come to a point. Then you have what I called number 3. How do you control your emotion? Remember? I'd say number 1, when it comes to control your emotion, logic. Am I correct? Number 2, you must look for people, that are already that can help you, that have high level of logic when it comes to finances and spending. Then number 3, you do what are called mastery emotional control. Mastery emotional control. That one is looking too big. What I mean that how to deal with your impulse. Most of us, because we have emotions, we are what? Impulsive. We are impulsive. We are quick. Money has entered. The next thing is buy this, buy this. That is what your emotion. You are impulsive. You are quick to do things. So how do we control it? You must have emotional mastery. Now, how do you have emotional mastery if you want to create wealth? Look at how to do it. Number 1, you must create a gap between yourself and your impulse, or yourself and your emotion. What I'm trying to say is this. You have gotten small money now, and your emotion is telling you you have need of this, you have need of this, you have need of this. Don't rush and go and buy. What must you do? Walk away. Walk away from that. Can you hear me here? Yeah, from that emotion. Maybe after some time, after some hours, or the next day, you will not think, do I really need to? So in order to have emotional mastery, you must create a gap between your emotion, his message, and you whenever it comes around. Together. It happens to everybody. It happens to everybody. If I give Janjo 1 million now, I will not give you now. But you see, what will he do now? What has not crossed his mind before? We'll start coming about it. That is why you want to go and buy a car. Don't walk into a car shop. You want to buy it because you have the money. You just see a car and you buy. Go there. You have seen the car. The money is not running. Leave it. You're trying to create a gap between your impulse and the logic. You get back home. You go to another shop again. You check. You go to another place, you check. Maybe after 3 days, you ask a question. Do I need this car? Is it the most important thing now? You realize that you have bought certain things. After a few days, you lack money. You begin to regret, why did I buy it? And at times, you want to now go and sell it cheaper than what you bought it. Why? Because of impulse. You have seen things today. You went to a shop to buy something. As you entered the shop, you didn't see what you wanted because you were impulsive. You bought it. After 2 days, you now pass. What you're looking for is there. You now say, I would have waited. Do you understand? So how do you control this emotion, this impulse? You control it by creating a gap between that impulse and you. Anytime it is like that, walk out. Money is there, don't bother. Sit down. You can sit down a day or the next few hours, you now ask a question. You now bring the logic. What is the need of this? This and that. Is it important? Do I need it? That is how to do it. Then number 3, to control your emotion, even as I come to an end of this message, is this. Ask a question. Do I want this or do I need it? When there is money, ask a question. Do I really want this? Or do I need it? You must distinguish and differentiate between the wants and the need. When you put your wants in the place of your need, you will soon be a needy. Did you hear me? Yeah. You put your wants, you buy. Every time money comes to your hand, you buy your wants as if they are your needs. You will soon be in need and you may end up a needy. Ask a question. Do I want this thing or I need it? Is it a need? A need is whatever you cannot do without. They are not just like want. Wants are the things your body, your emotions want to have to flex around. That thing that is called a want you can survive without it for 1 year. But which is a need, you cannot. Example, now there is no power in your house. Power is a need. True or false? You cannot say, I can't. No. Power is a need. But DSTV may not be a need. So when there's money to pay DSTV and power, which one do you pay? Yeah, you must pay for power because you end up having DSTV and will not watch it. That is what happens to many of us. When you don't distinguish before need and your want, it's just like you paying for your DSTV, you don't have power to watch it. That is what happens to many of you. That is why a madman said the reason why he does Son, Father, and the Holy Ghost and the back is because he doesn't know where danger will come from. Now, as I round off, are you blessed so far? Yeah. Now, as I round off for today, because I told you that this year, if you're not ready to know, change your church. I'm not interested with this issue of what is my name. You don't have a problem. Problem you have, where is Isaiah? Okay, don't manifest. Just stay where you are. Now, I wanted to make a transfer today. Wanted to pay for, get air condition for these people. I wanted to make a transfer from my bank account. We went to the bank, spent 30 minutes. They were busy. In fact, the banker couldn't help us. I came back. I called Agnes. Where is this guy? He says, I said, call him. He called him. He came. We were waiting for him. We spent 2 hours. When he came, he tried something and showed us it worked. We printed what we were looking for. I called him when he was getting. I said, come back. Come back. I said, what do you think happened? He said, Daddy, I said, shut up your mouth. What happened is that there is no mountain anywhere. Everyone's mountain is ignorance of what you don't know. So these 2 hours we spent driving to the bank, coming back here, is because we didn't know. If you had known it now, you just came in 2 minutes and saw the problem. So the problem, demon you're talking about is not demon. It's your ignorance. And as long as you're not interested to learn, because an average African, black person, he doesn't want to learn. He wants magic. Just call them to say, I want to call your name today. Bring salt and red clothes. They'll pack their food. That is what they're looking for. You must develop your mind to what? To know. You must know. If you know, there's no demon there when you know. What we spent 2 hours, waste all our program for today. He came, it happened. And I told my wife, can you see? anything that you feel that, as we are here today, like I told you before, there are many of us, if what I'm teaching you now, I've taught you 3 years ago, some of you now wouldn't be where you are. What I'm teaching you now may not make sense, but if you're smart enough, when money comes now, then you're going to see these things ringing back in your mind. Am I talking to you? So you can never manage money until you have financial intelligence. Financial intelligence means adequate knowledge on how money works. That's how money works. As I keep teaching, I will teach you not only how money works, but how you work. Because you must also know yourself. You cannot know money to know yourself. Can you hear me here? You must master yourself. Like as I'm here now, I know that I can sit down in this place with $20 million. I will not shake my body. I will not change my clothes. I will not change my shoe. I know it. So you cannot tell me that if 20 million is coming, I'm fidgeting. No. But as somebody, if 100,000 comes to him, he can buy everything, even what he doesn't need. So you must master who you are so that you can know that, you see, this is my weakness. I need somebody else to manage this area of me for me to grow money. Is anybody in the house here? No. Yes, you can't. You can't be master of somebody when you have not mastered yourself. So these are the things, as we keep on learning, sit down and learn. 2024 is a year of enlargement. Learn. And do you know one problem? It doesn't really matter the visions, the dreams you have. If you don't have enough money, you can't drive it. You cannot drive it. There's a place now we're supposed to go and buy as a church. I was telling my wife, this was supposed to be like a camp. When we're having camp, I want to do vigil, everybody will drive there. Sir, it runs in millions. It's money. Do you know that if you have that place now, we can decide to build some small places where we can have youth conference, you can have prayer meeting, you want to go and fast and pray, you just go there. So you can't do anything with that money. That is why what I'm preaching now is not that I just started preaching it all. Yeah, I have educated myself for the past 8 years. I've read now about 56 books on money. I've studied 48 billionaires, how they got to where they are. So when I'm talking to you, you do what? Listen, I'm still reading now. Tomorrow I'm going to read 2 other millionaires. Before the end of the year, there are 1,000 billionaires on earth. I want to study them. How did they get where they are? If you know what they know, you can do. If I had known what Isaiah knew, I wouldn't have spent my 2 hours today wasting time. Ordinary Isaiah. Do you understand? But, okay, now, do you know that when he said he's going to be in the place for 10 minutes, it will take him 10 minutes to get there. What must I do? I have to wait. He that knows is a master to those who don't know. I'm his preacher father, I'm his father, am I correct? But I have to wait. If he spend 1 hour to come, I have to wait. So within that space of his coming, because he carries the knowledge, I become his slave. In fact, when he comes there, as when you have told me, he said, Daddy, for this thing to open, he must climb up. I must climb. No, he must climb because if he's what's giving me answer. So that is why you see, the reason why the blacks are poor is because you hate knowledge. So as long as the white have the knowledge, you must serve them. If you want to break out of that slavery, you must go for knowledge. Engage knowledge. That is the key that opens every door. Let me say something to you here. Now listen, I am not saying that you should be frugal, punish yourself. Can you hear me here? But what you must understand is that even though as periodically you try to make yourself happy, but don't make it a routine. You are starting something this year now. You want to build wealth. And every day you're in a restaurant, you are spending 500, 1,000 every weekend. You say it's a small money. Who told you it's a small money? Who told you it's a small money? You can use that same money to cook in your house and knows, okay, you know what? Every once in a week, in a month, I can get out. But you are going out every time. You are going out every time. No. Reward yourself. Is that clear? But make it periodic because you have not arrived where you're going to. Don't see any money as a small money. In wealth creation, every money carries value. 100 rand carries value. You realize that you are working on your computer. You are trying to send a mail. You realize that 100 rand, it has no power, can shut you down. You go to photocopy something, 20 rand can stop that thing. So for you to create wealth, you must place value on any form of money. Pay yourself. Periodically, pay yourself. But don't make it a norm, a lifestyle, because you want to start up building your wealth. Can you hear me here? Your wealth portfolio. So don't wake up every day. You eat here. The other day, you eat there. The other day. No. Even if it's just once in a week, okay, once in a week, I want to get out, then there's nothing wrong with it. Then before that week comes, you make sure that what you're going to eat, you have worked the profit 10 times. Are we together? And that is how we are going to enter into a wealthy place. Don't tell me you don't have money. Listen to me carefully now. Wealth creation is not about money. It's about knowledge. Maybe God wants you to get these informations. Get it right so that he opens the door for you to know what to do with money. And don't wait for money to come before you start work on this journey. Work on this journey. Start it as you're hearing me every day. Begin to form the habit. Begin to change your mindset. Change your desire. Control your emotions. So when the money is coming, they are wind channel to what? To channels that will to create streams and bring income and start giving you passive income. I ask more questions today. If you're no more alive today, if you're incapacitated today, if something happened to you today, if you're in prison for 4 years, what will happen to your family? Can they still live the way I'm living? If the answer is no, this is the right time. That's why God have sent me this time around to wake you up so that you can get ready and start creating. May I say this? It's not easy. It's not easy. Can you hear me here? To change you a person is not easy. It will not happen overnight. But always take a step each time. Take a step. Make up your mind. I'm going to walk this walk. Take a step and be ready to go by that way. And I'm telling you, it's a matter of time. Because human being, whatever you do every day is who you are. Last 2 weeks, we all had fasting. Am I correct? 15 days. After 5 days, most of you could no longer eat food. Your stomach locked. How many of you, your stomach locked that time? Yeah, it locked. You go home, you don't have appetite again. The same food you used to finish, half of it, you couldn't finish it again. Because you kept on fasting every day, then the stomach starts to shrink. So what you do daily, before you know it becomes part of you. May the Lord, whom I serve, by his grace and his calling upon my life, in the name of Jesus, help you to prepare for the wealthy place. Whatever you need, the discipline, the right habit, the right people, the right knowledge, the right mindset, the right connection. May the Lord, this is him, make it available in the name of Jesus. I decree that as we embark on this journey to the wealthy place, no power will stop. No order will resist you. No charm will hinder you. No curse will be a barrier. In the name of Jesus. You have begun this journey with me. You'll arrive in the name of Jesus. I say you'll arrive there. In the next 1 year, in the next 2 years, the next 5 years, the next 10 years, men shall say, let's go to GRA and go and learn how to create wealth. You shall be number one to prove it. In the name of Jesus. And so it shall be.
We hope you enjoyed this message from God's servant. Please come worship with us at any of our branches closest to you. Our midweek service on Wednesdays runs from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and Sunday services 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. For more information, call any of the numbers on the screen or visit our website